Coming up, we'll be applying self-applied pressure to our bicep brachii. The point that we want to apply pressure is on the opposite side of our elbow, right where the peak of the bicep starts. We want to apply pressure using our pointer finger and our middle finger. Sitting up straight, extending our stretching arm, let's begin. Starting with our palm facing in, thumb up to the ceiling. Again, we want to apply steady pressure with our pointer and middle finger to the peak of the bicep. If we notice any movement of a knot or any tightness, follow the knot and start to press it out of the bicep, the same as you would if you were receiving a massage and starting to push a knot out. Steady breathing, keeping our shoulders dropped, neck relaxed. And after our 30-second mark, we'll shake it out and we'll go to the opposite side, again applying steady pressure using our pointer and middle finger. Good, making sure that we start right at the peak of that bicep. And if we notice any movement again with that knot, feel free to trace it along. Again, our neck and shoulders are relaxed. We sit up nice and tall. Our core is tight. Good, 5 seconds. 3, 2, and time. Coming up, standing bicep stretch. We want to find a flat surface, either a countertop or a table, that we can place our palms flat on. We want to place our palms behind us, flat on the surface, with our thumbs facing away from us, keeping our hips close to the edge of the platform, and slowly dropping down until we feel a good stretch in our shoulders. So again, placing our palms flat on the surface, bending our knees slightly as we drop our hips slowly, keeping our body perpendicular to the ground. Only go as far as our body allows until we feel a comfortable stretch. If the stretch gives us any pain, feel free to ease up off of it. And our time. Coming up, wrist extensor and wrist flexor stretches. Now we'll be stretching both of our arms. We want to make sure that we sit comfortably, nice and tall. And we'll start with our knuckle tucked back behind us and our palm facing behind us. We want to curl both wrists back till we feel a nice good tug in the top part of our forearm. Neck and shoulders relaxed. And again, our fingertips are tucked behind us, knuckles pointing to the ground and slightly behind us. Anytime we feel any discomfort or any bad pain, feel free to ease off of the stretch or reset and go back in when we feel ready. Good. 3, 2, and we'll switch. Now we're rotating our knuckle to the ceiling and our palm closer to the ground, facing more of the ground. We want to feel more of that stretch in the bottom part of our forearm, more where our wrist connects to our elbow. Again, keeping our elbows tight to the body, keeping those knuckles flexed up to the ceiling, focal point straight ahead. Good, stretching those both of those arms. 3, 2, and time. Coming up, our wrist extensor and our wrist flexor stretch, now with the palm open. Same idea as our last exercise. We'll start by flexing our palms up behind us and towards us. Sitting nice and comfortably, stretching both forearms, both wrists at the same time. Let's begin. With our palm facing the ceiling behind us, we want to bring the top of our wrist pointed to the ground and comfortably flex our fingers behind us. Again, just until we feel that good stretch, neck and shoulders relaxed, and our focal point directly in front of us. Sitting up nice and tall as we sit in our chair, making sure we do not slouch over. Good. For another 3, 2, and we'll switch positions. Now bringing our fingertips in front of us, pointing them directly in front of us, and having our palms face the ground. Again, neck and shoulders stay relaxed. Good. We want to keep everything relaxed again as we go and hold that stretch. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Coming up, we'll be stretching our biceps, our bicep brachii. What we want to start off with is our palm flat on a surface, be it a counter or a table, and just starting with our single arm, placing our palm down, thumb facing out, and let's begin. Again, with our single palm on the platform, table, or surface that we're stretching, we want to make sure that thumb is away from us, our pinky is towards us, and our palm is facing towards that platform, facing towards the ground. We'll feel a gentle stretch in our bicep as well as the front of our shoulder. Make sure that we stand up straight and we don't push our hips too far out or overstretch. Good, and at our 30-second mark, we'll switch sides. Same idea, keeping our shoulders square with the wall in front of us. Pinky towards us, thumb facing away from us, and palm facing down. Breathe as we feel that stretch, standing up nice and tall. Feel free to reset that stretch if we need to. Nice, 5 seconds. 3, 2, and time. Coming up, our static wrist extensor stretch. We want to start off near wall with our arm extended and our fingertips pointing towards the wall. To get in proper position, we'll fold our fingertips so that way our fingertips are facing down and our palm is flat against the wall. Thumb facing behind us, pinkies facing in front of us. And let's begin. Holding that stretch, keep our neck and shoulders relaxed. Again, our palm as flat against the wall as we're able to hold. If we're unable to keep our palm perfectly flat against the wall, just hold a comfortable position without any pain. Neck relaxed, shoulders relaxed, feeling length from our shoulder complex all the way in through our wrist. Breathe. Good, 3, 2, and we'll switch. Again, starting off fingertips on the wall, folding our fingers down, palm facing up, palm against the wall. And again, we relax into our stretch, neck and shoulders relax, and just breathing. We should feel a good stretch in our bicep, our front shoulder, as well as our forearm. Feel free to adjust if we're noticing any bad pain. If not, we hold for another 3, 2, and time. Next, we'll be activating our biceps with a 4-2-2 bicep curl. We'll be curling for 4 seconds, squeezing for 2 seconds, and retracting for 2 seconds. So we'll work with a little cadence, anchoring our band or resistance against a wall, a door, or a doorknob. Let's begin. Good. Counting 4 seconds on the curl. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding for 2, and then retracting for 2. Make sure when we retract out, our wrist, elbow, and shoulder should be aligned. As we curl in, we keep our elbow in line with our shoulder. From our elbow to shoulder should always be parallel to the ground as to make sure we don't drop our elbow and compensate. Good. 4 seconds on the curl, 2 seconds on the hold, 2 with the extension, and let's switch. Same idea, keeping our elbow in line with the shoulder, 4 seconds with our curl, 2 with our hold, 2 with our retraction. Good, neck and shoulders relaxed, core tight, no swing, so everything is isolated in the bicep. Rest of our torso is still. Good, curling 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, back 1, and 2. Good. Now to complement the work we just did, we'll do the same count on our tricep extensions. We want to place our band up against the top of a door or a place where we can anchor the band and get some resistance to pull down. Make sure we start with our palms facing up and our elbows tight to the side of our body. Let's begin. Good. Extending our single arm, 1, 2, 3, 4. We hold for 1, 2, back up 1, 2. Again, single arm, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, back up 1, 2. Making sure our wrist stays neutral, palm stays facing up, and our elbow stays locked to the side of our body, working just that single arm. Nice, and our 30-second mark, we'll switch after that rep. Again, keeping our elbow tight to the body, palm facing up. We want 4 seconds on the extension, 2 with the hold, and 2 as we bring our palm back up. Again, elbow anchored to the side of the body, making sure it doesn't move. Wrist is neutral. 4 seconds on the way down, 2 with the hold, 2 on the way up, and our last rep. And time. Coming up, our wrist extension exercise. This exercise can still be done without a weight, but if you do have a small weight or even a salt shaker that you can grip or something light that you can grip in your hands, be encouraged to use it. A water bottle would also work. We want to make sure that our forearm is against the ledge, and we'll flex our wrist up as we execute the exercise. Now this exercise should be done in a 4-2-2 count, meaning that we raise our wrist for 4 seconds, squeeze the top for 2 seconds, and then lower for 2 seconds. Raise for 4, hold for 2, lower for 2. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, lower 1, 2. Last one. And we'll switch whenever you're ready. Again, comfortably resting our forearm on that ledge, sitting up nice and tall. We want to make sure that the only thing moving is our wrist. We flex our wrist up to the ceiling for 4 seconds, hold that top position for 2 seconds, and slowly lower it back down for another 2. Raise for 4, hold for 2, lower for 2. Good. 3, 2, and our time. Coming up, wrist flexion. We'll be following a similar protocol as our last exercise, this time just with our palm facing up. We want the top part of our forearm resting on a ledge, a table, or whatever surface that we can anchor it against. We'll be raising our wrist up to the ceiling for a 4 count, again holding for a 2 and lowering for a 2 count. Good. Just make sure that our wrist can freely move. Again, we lift for 4 seconds, hold for 2, lower for 2. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, lower 1, 2. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, lower 1, 2. Good. We stay with that. Making sure that the only thing moving is just the axis of our wrist. And after we finish that rep, we'll switch our sides. Again, 4 seconds on our lift, 2 seconds on our squeeze, 2 seconds on our negative. 4 seconds on our concentric, 2 seconds on our isometric, 2 seconds on our lower. Good. 7 seconds. 3, 2, and time. Coming up, wrist supination and pronation. Similar motion to our last exercise. This time we'll only be rotating our forearm instead of raising and lower. Same positioning to start. Forearm on our surface, making sure that our wrist is free motion to move. Starting with our palm facing down, we want to rotate our palm to the ceiling for 4 seconds, hold that up position for 2 seconds, and then 2 seconds to roll back down with our palm facing the ground. Good. 4 seconds we roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Palm up for 1, 2. Roll back in. 1, 2. Raise for 4 seconds. Hold palm up for 2 seconds. Back in for 2 seconds. And when you're ready, we'll switch sides. Same idea. We roll up for 4 seconds. Hold for 2 seconds. Roll back down for 2 seconds. Neck and shoulders relaxed, sitting up straight as we work that rotation. Only rotate to where your wrist allows. The idea of this is to increase range of motion. Make sure we're not forcing anything. 3, 2, time.